Hi, my name is Olu, and I'm going to be your instructor today. And today we're going to be talking about sleep. We will go through what sleep is, why we sleep, why must we sleep, the risk of having a sleep deficiency, what happens when we sleep, how much sleep we need, that our body needs, and I'll give you a few tips for a good night's sleep. Now, so I'm going to start with defining sleep. I'm in the dictionary definition of sleep. The dictionary defines sleep as a condition of the body and mind, such as that which typically recurs for several hours every night, in which the nervous system is relatively inactive, the eyes are closed, the postural muscles relax, and consciousness is practically suspended. Now, I mean, that's just the dictionary definition I just gave you. Now, I'm going to start talking, yeah, telling you about reasons why we sleep or why we need to sleep. Well, the proximate explanation for reasons why we need to sleep will be because we begin to feel tired. Melatonin goes down, meaning you've had long hours of work, or you're tired. The body is now tired. Then you will need sleep. Also, we also need sleep to consolidate energy and experiences. We also need to sleep to avoid predators, as in when we don't sleep for a long hours of time, then negative things start happening to our body. Also, we need to sleep so that we can restore our body cells and promote protein anabolism. We also need to sleep to maintain hormonal secretions and our immune function. But typically, the ultimate explanation for why we need to sleep is sleep sustains our ability to reproduce successfully by maintaining good health. You and I know that if you don't sleep for a long time, you can't function well, you can't concentrate, you cannot even assimilate, little information and all that. So, sleep plays a vital role in good health and well-being throughout our lifetime, be it as a child. We put our kids to sleep, say you need a nap. Some kids, when they don't get a nap during the day, you will see that they'll be cranky. Now, if you have any questions, I'll ask that you please hold it till I'm done with this short presentation. At the end of the class, I'll ask if you have questions and we'll go over it. Just make little notes and we'll go over that. Now, getting enough sleep, I mean, quality sleep at the right times, can also protect our mental health, our physical health, and our quality of life and safety of our body as a whole. Because during sleep, our body is working to support healthy brain function and to maintain our physical health. Now, the damage from sleep deficiency can occur in an instant, as in it just happens like that, such like, how fast a car crash happens. That's how fast a deficiency, can occur from a sleep deficiency, can occur in an instant, or it can even harm us over time. It's not, so in some people, it's not instant. It might be over time. You won't know what's happening. It could just be over time. For example, ongoing sleep deficiency can raise the risk of hypertension in some people. It causes heart problems and strokes, to name a few. It can also affect how well you think, react, work, learn, and get along with others. I'm sure you and I know people who, when they've not gotten enough sleep, they just be cranky and all that. So those are one of the reasons why we need sleep. Also, sleep is involved in healing and the repair of our heart and blood vessels. Ongoing sleep deficiency has been linked to increased risk of heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke. And also, sleep deficiency also increases the risk of obesity. There's been quite a number of studies on that now, talking about, how lack of sleep also increases the risk of obesity. In one study, for example, they're saying that for each hour lost from your sleep, the odds of becoming obese just drastically well. I mean, from that study, what they realized that when the participant in that study lost 1 hour of sleep, their odds of becoming obese just went up like that. And also, sleep helps maintain a healthy balance of hormones that makes you feel hungry, or full, like leptin. So when you don't get enough sleep, your level of ghrelin goes up and your level of leptin goes down. Therefore, you feel hungrier than when you are well rested. So that's why you see when some people will just sit by the television in the middle of the night and you see they're eating through a bag of chips and all that. That's one of the causes of when you don't sleep that much. Also, sleep affects how our body reacts to insulin, the hormone that controls our blood sugar level. That's the insulin I'm talking about. Lack of sleep results in a higher than normal blood sugar level, which may increase the risk of diabetes in some people. Now, let me go ahead and start talking about the risk of a sleep deficiency. I know I've mentioned quite a number of things, but after several nights of losing sleep, even a loss of 1 to 2 hours, remember the study I told you about, even an hour to 2 hours per night, I mean, a loss of sleep for an hour or two, affects the ability of the body to function. Like, I mean, as if you've not slept for a day or two. For example, when I go out at nights on the weekend and I come in at 3 o'clock, my next day is just totally useless just because I lost those few hours of sleep. And also, people who are sleep deficiency, they are less productive at work and at school. They're grouchy, they're irritable, and they just take long. I mean, at work we have noticed that they take longer to finish their task, or they have slower reaction times and make more mistakes. I mean, that's just how that was. That's how important it is to get sleep. Now, let's look at all having said all that. Now let's look about what happens when we sleep, so I mean, so that we could relate that to that sleep deficiency. When we sleep well, we wake up feeling refreshed, alert for our daily activities. Sleep affects how we look, all those bags underneath our eyes from lack of sleep, it's not there when you sleep well, and you feel and perform better on a daily basis, and that has a major impact on our overall quality of life. And to get most of our sleep, both quantity and quality are very, very important. It's not just sleeping, you sleep well. So, well, research has said that teens need at least 8 hours of sleep, and on an average 9.5 hours. That's every night of uninterrupted sleep. Then that's what leaves their body and minds rejuvenated for the next day. If sleep is cut short, the body doesn't have time to complete all of the phases needed for muscle repair, memory consolidation, and release of hormones regulating growth and appetite. That's why when we wake up, you know, we're less prepared, we're not concentrating, we can make good decisions, or we're not fully engaged, be it in school or in class or even in social activities. The tips that I have for having a good night's sleep is that when you go to bed, you turn your TV off. And the other thing that works for me is to read right before I go to bed. I've realized that reading just cools my mind and just calms me down. So when I get in my room, I turn the TV off, make sure there's no light. I just have my lamp, my bedside lamp, and I read. And usually I'll read my Bible. And Bibles just have that thing for making you go to sleep anyway. So I make sure I read before bed, and that just creates some calmness to me. I won't even know when the book falls off, and I just go to, go to sleep, and it's always quality sleep that way. Also, I advise that you create a bedtime routine, the way we do for our kids. Oh, my kids go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night. That's how I think as adults, we also need that. So always have a time that you go to bed. For me, I go to bed after the 10 o'clock news. So I usually go to bed around about 10:30 at night and I get up at 5 a.m. Also, I advise that you take a warm shower and keep your bedroom cool, say 67 to 60 degrees. That cool temperature just cools down your body. Then you clear your mind by writing down, for example, things that you did that day. That's all that I have for you today. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Any additions? Any right? So if you don't have any questions today, that's it for the class. Thank you for listening to me. You have a good day. Bye bye.